Now in previous lecture we have seen how to install Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab on Windows machine. Here we are seeing how to do the same thing on an Ubuntu Linux machine. I am here on Ubuntu Linux 22.04 and I can open terminal by this clicking this shortcut link. But for that you will have to first provide that shortcut. So mostly you will, if you are on a fresh machine, you will not have. Then click on these activities, and here search is there. There you can type terminal, and you can see this terminal is there. So terminal will open. Okay, and one terminal window is already there because my Jupyter, this everything on I am explaining my entire tutorial which I have made, that is on Jupyter, running on Jupyter, and Jupyter runs on localhost. So that's why this is launched using this. So I can open another terminal window and then I can start doing. Other way of opening terminal on Ubuntu is to type Control Alt T. So I'm typing and you will see that a new terminal opens. Okay, so suppose I have used that method, Control Alt T. Okay, thereafter first you check if Python is already installed or not, because on Linux by default Python is already installed. Okay, so just check it, and yes, Python is already installed, and it says that my Python version is 3.11.5. Okay, you may get a different version, that is fine. Okay. Now if it is not installed, then only you will have to do this step, that sudo apt get is written there, but now on later versions of Ubuntu that hyphen and get is not required. You can just write sudo apt update. What this sudo apt update does is it refreshes all the repositories. Repositories means the sources from which Ubuntu gets its software. So it just updates it. It sudo command is just like in Windows machine, you right click and then select run as administrator. Similarly here, sudo means you are elevating your privileges to run yourself. You are making yourself temporarily the administrator user. So I am entering my password, and it is refreshing various sources. So these are the sources from which it gets its software. Okay. We don't need to bother. All these sources and everything are already provided when you run Ubuntu. Okay. Then this step, again I am telling you, this step, second step is required only if Python version gives a blank, no response here. But here my Python is already installed, so I don't need to do that. But if you get a blank, that means Python is not installed, and there is very rare chance because Ubuntu comes with its own pre-installed Python. So suppose it is not installed, then sudo apt install Python 3 hyphen pip, and it will install Python and pip. We all know that every package on any operating system, Ubuntu, may it be Windows or may it be Linux, but every Python package is installed by pip install and then package name. So first you will have to provide that pip. So this will do it. Okay. Here you can see apt get is written, but I am writing only apt because in later versions of Ubuntu that get word is made optional. If you write it, then also fine. If you don't write it, then also fine. So here I will install that pip. And once that pip and Python are installed, again I'm telling it is required only if Python 3 version here gives a blank. If it shows some version, just like here it is showing, then that step is not required. So I did not execute it. Now, then I will use pip 3 install and then notebook. On my case, on my machine, it is already installed. So therefore it will say that requirement is already satisfied. I am getting this message. But for you, if you are starting on a fresh operating system, Ubuntu, then in that case, you will see that many packages will be installed. Okay, and then third step is Jupyter space notebook. In my case, it is already running, so it is fine. But in your case, when you start it, it will open a new Jupyter notebook and it will open something like this. Here I can click new and new or say file menu and new notebook, and you can see a new notebook has opened. Okay, I can choose my kernel. I will discuss more about kernel. So at present, let us select only default thing, and I can show you how notebook is usually used. Okay. So a equals, I am writing a equals 3, b equals 5, and then I am writing print a plus b. Now, if I write that way and run this, then here answer of a plus b will be printed. We will do a detailed discussion on how to use this Jupyter notebook, but here I just wanted to show that this much check you should do. So here three basic steps are there. That first step is, since installing Python is mostly not required, you first just check directly if Python is installed on your PC. If it is already installed on your PC, then you just forget about this first step. Then update your repositories by using sudo apt update and sudo apt install python 3. If only if this is not installed. Okay. If it is installed, then you can skip this step. Then sudo apt install python 3 hyphen pip. So it will install not only python 3 but pip also. Okay. So one can install this way, but better would be this also only. Okay. Then pip 3, you can just write pip only, then pip 3 install notebook. That is how Jupyter notebook will be installed on your Ubuntu PC, and then just run it in the command prompt Jupyter space notebook. So just two commands actually, not even three, because this comes pre-installed on Ubuntu. So one command which will be required is install pip, and that also mostly will not be required. Just only one command will be required, that is pip 3 install notebook, and then second run that notebook Jupyter space notebook. That's all for Ubuntu. In next lecture we will see how to do the same thing on Mac. So thank you.